What's up, Star Wars nerds, and welcome to another episode of Brett on Fett. On today's episode, I'm going to be recapping my experience at last weekend's ICCC in Nashville, and we'll go over some pickups I got from the event. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 61 of Brett on Fett, and last week I traveled to Nashville to attend the ICCC, a great event put on by Michael Havens, and there was a ton of Star Wars celebrities there, a ton of vendors, lots of cosplaying going on, some awesome droids, and it was a great time. And maybe my favorite part about the event was I got to hang out and meet some fellow collector friends and YouTubers. I arrived on Thursday, and the Thursday evening I got to hang out at John the actionfiguregrader's house. He was gracious enough to host a bunch of us, and it was just a great time had by all. My friend Bradley, aka Rocket City Sith, picked me up from the airport, brought me over to John's house, and there was just a ton of cool people there. Chris and Charles W, along with Brandon and Shane from the fiveidiotstalkingtoys YouTube channel were there, and they brought a couple of friends, another Charles and Uncle Victor. It was just amazing. These guys are from New York. They're a bunch of characters, a lot of fun. And then, of course, my friend Tim, bossksbounty, was there. It was very surreal getting to meet Tim, and along with John, the actionfiguregrader, in the same night for the first time. That was fantastic. Some other friends and fellow collectors, such as my good friend Gary Moore, showed up, and Gary Wallace showed up, and these are just great guys. Ton of fun, and we just drank beer. The guys played poker. We played cornhole, which, by the way, the New Yorkers were just schooling us in cornhole. They're apparently professionals. And it was just a ton of fun getting to know these guys. Great guys. That was on Thursday. Friday was the VIP day at the convention. On Friday evening, we hung out at one of the hotels, and they had lobby sales and room sales. And then Saturday was the big day where everyone attended. And that's when I just got to meet the most people. It was so awesome. Got to meet some celebrities, including Ian McDiarmid, the Emperor himself, and Tiyasircar, the voice actress for Sabine Wren. Got to meet her, get her autograph, along with just many others. It was just a great time, a really good experience. And so I didn't film the whole experience. Most of the time I was just, fanboying out and just geeking out over all the figures that were there. But I did record some clips along the way, and just want to share with you guys some of the stuff I saw. And then I'm going to go over all the pickups I got from the weekend. So let's take a look. Starting off, this is the exclusive merchandise table for ICCC. They had some really cool custom figures for sale, but unfortunately they were very pricey, so I had to pass on them. But I know my friend Gary Moore picked up a few of these, and they do look great.
Hey Brad.
Yeah.
Do you have this one?
Yeah, I do have that one actually.
This one the best. It is. I mean, I'm a TVC person, but
this Mandalorians and Omega Squad pack is so awesome. This was an Entertainment Earth exclusive. Would really love to have this one, but man, it's another one that's very pricey.
the packaging for the ship, it showcases it.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like an art piece itself.
That whole line is really well.
I mean, you don't have to open it up. You get to just look at it and enjoy it like that.
It's probably like 3 or 4 years ago. We were like even at it when it like.
Oh, probably.
I've had a run my stocks. Going way.
My goal is 200 displays.
Hanging out with my friends. Yeah. It was so much more organized this year than last year.
these look really good. This thing was insane, an authentic prototype of the rocket firing Boba Fett. Amazing. Oh, there it is. Oh, man.
Round 2 of them was not.
Overall, I was pretty disappointed at the number of TVC 1.0 figures that vendors had here, but this one had a pretty good selection. Unfortunately, I did a really terrible job at getting photos and videos of the celebrities. I think I just got too starstruck to remember to grab my phone and start filming stuff. The celebrity panels were great. Unfortunately, I didn't record anything from the Rebels panels, but it was very entertaining. They did a great job answering questions. And then getting to listen to Ian McDiarmid tell stories for an hour was amazing.
How have I been? I've been fine, I think, yes. As the Emperor would say, I'm still alive.
And then one of my favorite parts of the convention were the custom-built droids. These things were awesome. Dude, these guys are holding. Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Can I get a picture? When you had that on, it's just like, is that her eyes? What is that?
That is fantastic.
B2 remake.
No mouse droids.
Overall, I really enjoyed my first trip to ICCC. It was a great experience. It got busy at times, but never overcrowded. You could always access whatever you wanted to. Lines were not bad. It had great cosplayers, great guests, great vendors. And of course, my favorite part was getting to hang out with some great collectors from the community. All right, next I want to go over my pickups from ICCC, and going into this thing, I did have some goals for figures I really wanted to get. My main goal being that I wanted to complete my original trilogy figures from the vintage collection. They're all Return of the Jedi figures that I'm missing, and they're represented on my wall here by the blank spots, beginning with Princess Leia slave outfit. Been needing that one for a while now. Colonel Kraken, he is the last Blu-ray deleted scene figure I don't have. The Lumat Ewok, I've been needing that one for a while. He's tough to find. Nien Nunb, I still need. However, he is pre-ordered, so I will be getting him since they reissued him. And the Weequay is also being reissued, so I will be getting him as well. I've also been in need of Oromarco, aka Pruneface. And then the big one I can't believe I don't have yet is the Darth Vader, aka the Emperor's Wrath on the Return of the Jedi card. That one has just been eluding me for a while now. So given that a couple of these are being reissued, I will be getting them later this summer. It really comes down to 5 Return of the Jedi figures I'm missing to complete all of the original trilogy figures for the vintage collection. So the 5 figures I really wanted to find at ICCC were the Princess Leia slave outfit, Colonel Kraken, Lou Matt, Pruneface, and Darth Vader. And a side quest for me going into ICCC was to find my first Kenner Mint On card 21B on an Empire Strikes Back card. No preference on the card backing as long as it was in good shape and the right deal. Alright, so let's take a look at what I actually ended up with. So first off, I picked up a few things for my son that he requested, starting with this B2 Super Battle Droid. This is from the red and white box Clone Wars line. And it's a pretty cool looking B2. I do like the paint apps on this figure. He looks really good. He's clearly the animated style B2, but that's okay. He's very cool looking, and my son's very happy with this one. Next up is a droid 2-pack from the Saga collection. It's labeled as the Power Droid, but he also comes with a Treadwheel droid. My son loves the Power Droids and Treadwheel droids, and he's been wanting this Treadwheel droid in particular. I'd gotten him a Power of the Force 2 one from the Aunt Beru figure, but it's not that great. This one's a lot better. And it comes with this funny hat that this particular Power Droid has on top of him. I don't know what that is or what it does. It's pretty silly if you ask me. But that's okay. I love gonk droids, and so yeah, this is a cool set. So I was glad I was able to find this one for my son. He's been wanting this one for a while. And then next up, I got this 327th Star Corps Clone Trooper from the Legacy collection. This is another one my son's been wanting for a while, and sometimes he's pretty expensive at some shops. I think I paid $20 though for this one, maybe $25. I can't remember, but he's a very cool looking clone. I do like the paint apps on this guy. It is the Droid Factory series. There's a look at the rest of that wave. But yeah, it's a cool clone, and my son absolutely loves Clone Wars, anything Clone Wars, so he was very happy to get this one. And then I almost forgot, but there was a poster vendor there that had these awesome Japanese anime style movie posters for the original trilogy. My son is a big fan of anime as well as Star Wars, so I picked up the Empire Strikes Back movie poster for him. Alright, so things I got for myself, I'm going to start with, I got this extra B2 EMO. This is from the Disney Droid Factory line. I already have this one carded, but I never opened him. So I thought I would get a second to go ahead and open. It is a very fun droid, and I like this droid a lot more after watching him on the show Andor. It was a great character, and so just really wanted to have a second one to open. And, you know, he's got some articulation there, and you can kind of do that accordion thing, expand him. So it's a pretty neat droid, so I was glad to pick him up. Next up, this is the 2-pack from the Droid Factory. This is a 2008 line, a Walmart exclusive. This one came with Watto and R2TO, and I just really love the paint apps on the Watto and on the droid. I just thought they looked excellent, and I really like the packaging on this line. And I just had to pick it up. I think it was $20. But yeah, look at that Watto. He just looks excellent. This has to be the best Watto ever made. Of course, there's not a lot made. And then this is a really cool color scheme for this astromech droid. And it also comes with a Build-A-Droid part. It's the head for a C-3PX. And it's just a great pack. I actually bought this with the full intention of opening them because I really want that Watto and that astromech, but I really like the packaging, so I think I'm probably just going to keep it like this. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to find a good Kenner Mint On card 21B at ICCC that was worth buying at least. They had a few, but they all had something wrong with them. But I got the next best thing. I got a teeny tiny one. Some vendor had these cards of the original 96 Star Wars figures. They had the card backs and then these little miniature figures to go with it. And the card back is just an exact replica of the Kenner card back. So it's just really cool. I just had to get this. It's just a very neat little novelty thing. Didn't cost much money. And then the little figure is very cool as well. He's not articulated, but very cute. And you know, the only thing it left me wishing was if it came with a little plastic bubble to assemble it. I should have asked the vendor like where I could find it, if that's even possible. I tried to do some research online. I could not find anybody that sells bubbles this tiny, but it is very cool. Next up, I completed part of my TVC mission by finding Colonel Kraken. I actually found him at one of the lobby sales on the Friday evening. Guy made me a pretty good deal on it. This is the last of the Blu-ray deleted scene figures for me to get. It was probably the one I was least bothered about getting, but now as I'm nearing completion of all the original trilogy characters, I had to get this. It is VC90, and it's a pretty decent card back, pretty decent figure, just not a character I particularly care about at all, but glad to finally complete that Blu-ray deleted scene series of figures for Return of the Jedi. Next up, I've been missing just one Thrawn figure for my Thrawn / Heir to the Empire collection, and it was this Heir to the Empire #1 comic 2-pack featuring Thrawn and Talon Card. This is an awesome set. You've got Thrawn on that side, Talon Card on the other. A great set. You can see Thrawn's got his Ysalamiri on him, and Talon Card's looking pretty cool. The Talon Card figure is actually very good. I mean, he looks exactly like I pictured him from the novels. And here's a look at the back of the card. You got a little write-up there. You got your images of your figures. And there's a look at the rest of the wave of those comic 2-packs. But yeah, just very glad to finally get this one in my collection. Next up is one of the ICCC exclusive figures. This is not one of those pastel figures I showed you at the beginning of my video that were super expensive, but these are very cool as well. These are made by the same people, D2C Studios. The guy's name is Matt Brookins, I believe. And this was actually gifted to me by my friend Brad, Rocket City Sith. The guy is just way too generous. But it is a very cool retro style Fett with cloth goods and a golden gun. Really cool artwork on the front. And on the back, it's just got a look at some of D2C Studios figures, and there Matt signed it on the back, which is a nice little touch there. But yeah, just a awesome looking retro style Fett with some cool card back artwork. And I'm just very grateful to Brad for gifting me this. I will cherish this. But that is not all that Brad gave me. Before ICCC started, Brad gifted me this awesome custom Oola from Stan Solo so that I could get it signed by the actress that played Oola, Miss Femi Taylor. I got to take this figure to Miss Taylor, talk to her for a bit, get her to sign this. It was great. It looks beautiful. I'm really loving this. Of course, the back is like a replica of a 79 back from Return of the Jedi. But yeah, it's just a fantastic card back, a really cool retro style figure by Stan Solo. Perfect thing to get signed by Femi Taylor, so great experience there. Thanks again, Brad. Next up, I had this Sabine Wren figure from the Black Series, and I brought it with me to ICCC and was able to meet tiyasircar, who does the voice of Sabine, and got her to sign my figure. It was awesome. I loved talking to her. She was the biggest sweetheart. Unfortunately, I don't have the figure on me to show you guys up close on video because CAS, the grading service company, was on location at ICCC taking orders directly, and they were offering a free 30-day turnaround expedite service. So I immediately took this figure to them along with another figure and got it submitted to them. So I won't be getting that back for another month, and then once I do, I'll probably show it on a video in the future. Now, what was even more exciting was I got to also meet Ian McDiarmid and get him to sign a figure. I brought him my vintage collection Emperor figure from Return of the Jedi to sign. It came out great. It looked beautiful. Unfortunately, I forgot to even take a snapshot of it before turning it into CAS along with that Sabine Wren figure. So I won't be able to show you guys what that looks like at all until I get it back from CAS in a month. Now, unfortunately, Colonel Kraken was the only missing TVC figure from the original trilogy that I could find at ICCC, so I was a little disappointed about that. So when I got home, I immediately started buying some other figures that I was missing. I was able to finally buy a Princess Leia slave outfit on a Facebook Live auction. That hasn't come in the mail yet, but I did purchase that one. It's on the way. I was also able to finally get the Darth Vader Emperor's Wrath, the VC-115. But again, that one's on the way. Haven't gotten it in yet. But I was also able to get Pruneface, and he came really fast. I got this one on eBay, and he is unpunched and looking pretty good. Pretty cool old school card back there. It's in great condition. There's a little bit of edge wear along the right side, but other than that, it's actually in really good shape. The figure is pretty cool. He's actually better in person than I thought he was. Taking a look at the back of the card, it is VC 114, and man, I just love these TVC 1.0 card backs on the back. So much better than the new stuff. But yeah, this wasn't a priority figure for me to get before. I just wasn't too excited about him for whatever reason, but having him in hand, I really do appreciate him. It is a cool looking figure. So now, following my post ICCC purchasing frenzy, the only real figure I'm missing as far as original trilogy figures go for the vintage collection is Lumat. I still need to find a good deal on a nice carded Lumat. So overall, a nice little haul from ICCC, a great Thrawn figure I really needed, 2 awesome gifted figures from my friend Brad with the Oola and the custom Boba Fett, and I can't wait to show you guys my graded figures for the autographed Sabine Wren and the autographed Emperor figures. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode of Brett on Fett. Thanks so much for watching this video. Thank you to my subscribers. Don't forget you can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Take care, and we'll see you next time.